In 1945, World War II ended, and the full scale of Nazi atrocities shocked the world. The Nuremberg trials put leading officials on trial for crimes against humanity. But while justice was unfolding in the courtroom, another secret operation was already underway. One that would bring hundreds of former Nazis to America, not as prisoners, but as employees. This mission was called Operation Paperclip. Directed by the Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency, its goal was to recruit German scientists and engineers who had worked on advanced technologies for the Third Reich. The US wanted their expertise to gain an edge in the looming Cold War with the Soviet Union. Officially, President Harry Truman prohibited the recruitment of anyone who had been an active supporter of Nazi militarism. But US intelligence agencies decided those restrictions were inconvenient. They quietly rewrote resumes, destroyed incriminating files, and invented false biographies to scrub away war crimes. More than 1,600 scientists were brought to America. The most famous was Wernher von Braun, who developed the V-2 rocket that terrorized London during the war, built using forced labor from concentration camp prisoners. In America, von Braun became a celebrated figure at NASA, eventually designing the Saturn V rocket that sent astronauts to the moon. Other recruits included Arthur Rudolph, later accused of using slave labor in Nazi Germany but shielded because of his value to US rocketry, and Hubertus Strughold, dubbed the father of space medicine, despite allegations he oversaw experiments on prisoners. For the US, Operation Paperclip was a calculated gamble. The Soviet Union was also racing to capture German scientists, and losing them could mean falling behind in weapons development. By securing their talents, America accelerated its missile program, space exploration, and Cold War dominance. But the moral cost was staggering. Men linked to horrific abuses were rewarded with new lives, good jobs, and in many cases US citizenship. Victims of Nazi crimes saw their tormentors live freely while their suffering was ignored. The secrecy around Operation Paperclip lasted for decades. Documents remained classified, and many Americans had no idea their heroes of the space race once wore Nazi uniforms. It wasn't until investigative journalists and declassified records emerged that the truth became widely known. Supporters argue Operation Paperclip was necessary. Without it, the Soviet Union might have gained control of advanced rocket and weapons technology first. Critics counter that it betrayed the very ideals the Allies claimed to fight for in World War II. Today, the legacy of Operation Paperclip forces us to ask, was it a brilliant act of Cold War strategy, or one of the darkest compromises in US history? Do you think Operation Paperclip was justified by the Cold War, or was it an unforgivable betrayal of justice?